Some of the biggest car problems start with tiny details most drivers never pay attention to. Meanwhile, mechanics rely on these effective habits to keep engines running like new beyond the 100,000-mile mark. Today, I'm going to reveal these habits hidden in plain sight and what you can do at home to save thousands in repairs. Starting with one even veteran drivers don't know about. Okay, it doesn't matter how new an engine might be. Over time, it starts building up tiny layers of carbon inside its fuel system. But all this happens so gradually that most drivers never even notice it, but mechanics are fully aware of it. They know that as an engine stacks up miles, fuel injectors begin to clog from microscopic debris and residue left behind by normal combustion. And once those injectors stop spraying fuel in an even and clean pattern, the entire engine begins to strain. What follows is a drop in gas mileage, rough idling, and a loss of acceleration power. And that gets us to the first simple maintenance habit, which is using a fuel system cleaner every 5,000 miles. The essence of these cleaners is to break down carbon deposits and flush them out before they cause bigger issues. If you use them regularly, you'll be guaranteed an engine that performs optimally, often improving mileage, softening the idle, and giving your car back that smooth pull when you tap the accelerator. You'll also be surprised that the process is laughably easy. Just pour the cleaner into a nearly empty fuel tank, fill it up with fuel, and drive normally. The additive will do all the work from there. No tools, experience, or even a garage needed. It's really a quick thing to do to help you avoid hefty bills for repairing clogged injectors. Not a lot of drivers think twice about the rubber lining around their doors, at least not until something goes wrong. As the car is subjected to heat, sunlight, cold weather, and constant opening and closing, the moisture is slowly pulled out of that rubber. When that rubber dries up, it begins to stiffen and crack, which then results in sneaky water leaks during rainstorms, irritating wind noise on the highway, and a surprising amount of dust creeping into the cabin. But there's a simple way to stop all that. Just a tiny bit of silicone grease can bring that rubber back to life. This grease restores that soft and springy texture that seals had when the car was new. Once the rubber regains that flexibility, it presses more tightly against the door frame and creates a cleaner and tighter barrier that protects the inside of your car from the outside world. And just like the first trick, this trick requires no tools or complicated steps. All you need is a clean cloth and a dab of that silicone grease. You then need to wipe the seal to remove dust and gently apply a thin layer, and you're done in under a minute per door. Yeah, this is something you can do at any time, but a little bit goes a long way towards saving you money. Now, you might have been among the drivers who thought their battery is failing whenever the car hesitates to start. The real problem is usually hiding in plain sight, and you'd be surprised that you never knew about it. As you drive your car daily, a chalky greenish or white residue begins to form on the battery terminals. This buildup is usually corrosion, and it actually tends to grow slowly and aggressively. Once it spreads, it interferes with the flow of electricity from the battery. When that happens, that's when you start getting weak starts, dim headlights, glitchy sensors, and electronics acting like they're possessed. Fortunately, you don't have to worry about this problem since it's one of the easiest car issues that you can actually stay ahead of. A simple combination the mechanics perform to solve this problem include a basic cleaning to remove the existing corrosion, followed by a light coat of anti-corrosion spray to keep it from coming back. Now, some of those sprays you can use include Permatex Battery Protector and Sealer, CRC Battery Terminal Protector, and Permatex 22058 Dielectric Tune-Up Grease. Now, that's another small step that helps improve your car's battery ability to deliver power smoothly. In fact, it's increasingly important to do this before winter or before the heavy rain season where you live. And that's because cold temperatures slow chemical reactions inside the battery, and moisture only accelerates corrosion. That also explains why so many drivers get stranded on the first cold morning of the year. Simply not the battery itself, but the block connection. Now, before I reveal the next trick, this is the perfect time for you to go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you never miss the simple fixes that keep your car running at its best. Alright, for this next tip, most drivers get it completely wrong, but it is surprisingly simple and hidden in plain sight the entire time. When it comes to tires, most drivers focus almost entirely on tread depth, how worn the grooves are and whether they still look safe. Now, this is a good thing to do, but what they entirely miss is the fact that a tire's age matters just as much, if not more so. Even a tire with deep tread can silently lose its ability to grip the road because the rubber compounds inside slowly harden over time. And it gets worse because the internal aging is not visible to the naked eye. But it does drastically affect traction, handling, and stopping distances. So what do? Well, experts recommend paying attention to tires that are more than 6 years old. Now at that stage, the rubber starts to crack, lose elasticity, and it starts becoming brittle. Even if the tread looks perfect, the tire may perform poorly in wet conditions or during emergency braking. That's why mechanics often emphasize the need to check the DOT date code, which is usually found on the sidewall of the tire. What you need to look at are the last 4 digits, since these are the ones that indicate the week and year the tire was manufactured, giving you an accurate measure of your tire's true age. With properly aged tires, you're guaranteed improved cornering, shorter braking distances, and a reduced risk of blowouts. In other words, long story short, age matters, and knowing your tire's age can literally save your life. Alright, what comes to your mind when you start thinking about air filters? It's likely that you might lump them all together or even forget about them entirely. But your car actually has 2 distinct filters, which each play a critical role in performance and comfort. So, neglecting either one of them can easily lead you down the road of frustration and thousands of dollars in the form of repairs. First up, the engine air filter ensures your engine breathes clean air. When it's clogged with dust, pollen, or road grime, airflow is restricted, forcing the engine to strain. The result? Reduced power, sluggish acceleration, and way lower than usual fuel efficiency. Then we got the cabin air filter. When this filter's dirty, your comfort's greatly affected. The reason for this is that it tends to reduce air conditioning efficiency. In addition to that, it spreads unpleasant odors and allows dust or allergens to circulate through the cabin. Now, the good news is that you can inspect both filters and replace them on a regular basis. Engine filters typically need attention every 12 to 5,000 miles, while cabin filters can vary depending on driving conditions, though it's a pretty good idea to change them around at the same time, if not the same day. That way, you're guaranteed that everything's going to be running optimally and smoothly. You should also keep an extra eye on these filters if your driving conditions tend to be more rugged than normal. For instance, dusty rural roads, construction zones, and off-road trails can clog them way faster than you might expect. Even city drivers aren't exempt, as those stop-and-go moments often pull in more pollutants than you'd expect. And if your car suddenly feels a bit sluggish, struggles to accelerate, or starts burning more fuel than usual, the filter might turn out to be the root cause of it all. In all these situations, keeping these filters functioning optimally ensures the engine runs efficiently while the air you breathe inside the car remains fresh. Treat your car right today so you don't pay heavily for it tomorrow. And remember to hit that subscribe button so you never miss a tip, and I'll see y'all in the next one.